Ooh. Here, wait. Can you rearrange the thing so you can see what my name says?
Sure,
Because
sure, sure,
I had to
sure.
change it. Sadly.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Xander sold.
I
So
agree.
why did Xander sell?
He used his extra vote, didn't he? Like,
He did.
because he
Yeah,
thought Erica would. Honestly, it was I would have put Erica and Xanderson, but it wouldn't fit. So I
yeah.
had to just put. I think Xander was the main. Like, I just don't get the thought process. I think he just fundamentally just doesn't understand that Ricard's how actually much of a winning chance Ricard
Yeah, he does.
has.
If
So
Ricard takes out either Xander or Deshaun, that I think is his boost that he needs to get over the hump of like actually having a resume. And so I
Mhm.
think that if Ricard can get the people to the blindside a Xander or a Deshaun, then he goes to the end against whichever one of those two he didn't blindside. I feel like he has a good shot, especially if he can like blindside a Xander and then go to the end with Deshaun, take Deshaun's camp out votes. I feel like that's probably his best path to the end.
yeah, I don't know, and I feel like after this tribal council, the camp, like, I
Yeah.
don't want to. I do I want to get. I'm not sure. I feel like there might be a little more biased voting in the jury
Oh
per
Yeah,
yeah.
se.
you think?
You think?
I've been
Yeah.
saying it. I knew it was
Yeah.
gonna come.
I don't want to get into it, but like we kind of
So
have to.
okay. So I just want to talk about this. Jeff had it had been leaked that in Jeff's personal circles he had been talking about how this episode was going to be like the best episode in Survivor history.
Ooh,
I
Jeff,
thought he was talking about because of the twist.
yeah.
yeah, me too. Jeff, this is the second worst episode of this season. Jeff, it is not the best episode in Survivor history.
And it really
Not
should be
even.
the first worst, but you just
Yeah,
had to
you just
throw
had to
us a
make
non-vote out
a
episode.
worse episode or than this one. And obviously the no tribal episode obviously has to be the worst episode of the season by far. But this one competes just based off of one. I feel like we didn't really know like why Liana went home. Like we never got a confessional from really anybody saying like Liana's a threat. We need to get her out. It was all about Ricard or Deshaun. Yeah, I don't know. Like although like we all knew that Liana was on the bottom based on our power rankings. Obviously, we all had her in bottom two. I think that it was just I was very very like just a little bit confused. We didn't really get a good explanation as to why Liana went home.
I think it
And
was
then,
just basically like if Danny and Deshaun are both safe, that's our option. That was really
Could have
yeah,
been
I guess
Ricard,
so.
but it's like
It could have been yeah.
whatever.
So do we think that the jury is going to vote purely like if
Yes.
Deshaun gets to the
Yes.
end, is it like 100% win against like even in like a Ricard Xander Deshaun final two, Deshaun
100%
sweeps?
I don't think it's necessarily
I don't think it's a
Deshaun, but
I think he wins, but I don't know if it's a sweep. But I
Okay.
definitely he gets the votes of. Let's say it's what you said. It's Xander,
Yeah.
Deshaun Ricard gets Danny's vote. He gets. I mean, I don't know. He probably doesn't
So
get chance, but he gets.
let's play out the scenario where the black person gets to the end and gets the entire camp out votes, right? So it's a jury of 8, and if you already have 3 votes locked in,
You see
so
two more.
so the most likely scenario is probably Deshaun getting to the end with Danny, Shan, and Liana all voting for Deshaun.
did Deshaun
Do-
betray Danny in the scenario?
No, because they're both on the bottom. Maybe they
Okay.
like misplay their idol or something. I don't know. So if that's the case, do we think that Deshaun can muster up 2 more votes? Because I do think that if Deshaun gets tied, I think that Heather and Erica aren't big Deshaun fans. So they are not going to vote for him if they are the third person there. So I do think that Deshaun does need the 5 votes to win. Deshaun cannot afford a 4-4 tie. Xander can. Ricard kind of can. Deshaun cannot. So do we think that Deshaun has 2 more votes on this jury if he gets to the end? Do we think that people like Evie, who pride themselves on being like a quote unquote ally, do we think that they're like, oh my, I'm just like you guys, I'm an ally? So
Yeah, I
vote for the
feel
black,
like she has
yeah.
a high chance of voting for Deshaun.
Sorry.
I
hold
also
on.
feel like
I just saw this in the chat.
yeah.
Russ
I
is gonna be
also,
so angry.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like Nasir has a shot of voting for Deshaun. More likely, probably.
Yeah,
What's it?
definitely this year.
Yeah, but I mean, I could also see him swing Xander, but
I don't think Nasir really respect. I mean, I think Nasir understands what actual hardships are, and I feel like Nasir
right.
isn't gonna respect Liana talk. Go ahead, Skylander. What you were saying in our little pregame talk before about how
Look,
poor they are.
they can say all the hardship they want, but they don't know what it's like living in a third world country like Chad, Nasir did. Bro was in from the mud.
Swamps.
He was from the dirt, bro. He came from the dirt. Now look where he's at. Like they don't know what. I'm sorry, they don't. They really don't. Asking Nasir, he had to go go to the bathroom in a river. Deshaun is a doctor. Danny got paid millions to catch a ball, and Liana goes to a prestigious college. It's like you don't know what you're talking about. Sorry.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up now. Thinking about it, Nasir was just
and
sitting there. Like,
yep, and look at Shan. She literally claims to have complete control over her entire church. Like
she lives in Canada too. She lived in.
These are four people in great places of power, and they're claiming this victim mentality.
Yeah.
I can understand some of the points they're making. Some of the points they're making have some sense of validity in certain circumstances.
It can make sense, but it didn't play out in their actions.
Yeah,
like the sense of I want to be seen as an individual. Yeah, I'm behind that. But then don't go on a season and make an alliance of all one race.
But then
exactly,
they
contradict themselves.
But then don't say the phrase as a something. I think this. Like it's like, well, what do you expect? So like one line that like really got me was when Liana, I think it was, said, people, I go places and people see me as a black woman, right? No. And I was like, no, you see you as a black.
That's full projection on her part.
Yeah, you're the one talking about it. No one's talking about it. You're the one that's making a big deal about it. That's why people still talk about it, because you make such a big deal about it. Like, just because you're black, like that doesn't mean anything. Just because you're white, it doesn't mean anything. Like it really
shouldn't.
doesn't.
It shouldn't.
Like you shouldn't go your entire life thinking I'm not gonna have as good of opportunities just because I'm black. Like that's a victimhood mentality. You're not gonna get anywhere with that if you just blame everything. You have to take accountability at some point.
It's like I'm black, right? I would never go on the show and be like, as a blank, as a block male. Like I would just say, I'm Spencer. Hello, I'm here to play a good game and kick ass, and that's it. Boom. Like I wouldn't be talking about as a blank. There you go. Here it is in the comments. I wouldn't be saying this. I wouldn't be. It's just.
As a transgender queer woman that dates
it's like
women.
Ricard. No, it's like for me, it's like I just don't understand people who constantly rely on their victimhood mentality instead of just owning up to where they're maybe just not good in social situations. Maybe Liana, people at school didn't bond with Liana because she just wasn't good at being social, not because
maybe she just sucks at everything. Maybe she's never taken that into account.
I did not say that. Let's make sure that we don't quote me on that. I did that. That's Skylander.
No.
I'll take the quote.
Maybe just no one likes her. Has she ever thought about that? Maybe just like no one besides Xander.
Yeah, right.
If you've seen the secret scene, my boy Xander's selling majorly.
Xander, I'm done with Xander.
I'm not done with Xander.
He cucked out so hard tonight. Like being like, oh man, I have so much privilege and I just don't understand. She's like, shut up, Xander.
I'm glad there's an ally now.
I'd rather you guys say nothing than sound like a total.
Yeah, Erica just sitting there, just like, I was just saying nothing, just sitting there. It's like,
because if they talk to her, everything that's being said makes no sense because she's also a minority.
Mm-hmm. Like they're just. And I feel like it's kind of like in real life. Actually, kind of happened. I'm not gonna get into it. Whatever.
I don't know, like, and again, I'm not going to get into like Liana's specific comments about like literal death, because then we start doing what Survivor's doing and feeling like a news channel instead of a Survivor channel. We're here to talk about blind sides and vote offs, not kneeling for the anthem and things like that. It's just not what you guys are here for. That's definitely not what I'm here for. I'm more here for talking about the show, and if this is going to be in the show, then we have to talk about it. Which sucks. Which sucks, but I think it's also the truth.
I think this episode represents what Survivor wants to be now. You got the
news channel.
They want their moments of like, look how woke we are.
How woke we are, boys.
And then they also have like, let's rely all on chance for how you make it through this game.
Our boy Sean, though, freaking baller episode, got the got what he had to do done, but just couldn't pull it out with the Ricard vote.
Well,
So
we all
so-
agree. We hate that twist, right?
Oh yeah, we
getting-
twist, horrible twist.
So getting off of politics, just getting away from that, because we've already gone down this loophole. I feel like chat is done with this. I'm done with it personally.
I'll be talking about it more. Don't worry, guys.
Oh, I'll talk about it in
And
the
honestly,
next video.
one last thing, I hate when Jeff says like
It's a microcosm
I
of real
cringe.
life, guys.
First off,
I
it's
Vote people out of
bullshit
real life.
because these are all progressives. If it was a
Yep.
microcosm, there'd be people with different opinions in there.
Yep.
There's not.
There's so much diversity of age, gender, et cetera, et cetera. But
Where's that diversity of thought?
but exactly, the diversity of thought, the diversity of location, the diversity of experience. Those are like Nasir's, like the diversity of experience is things like
Nasir.
like Nasir. Like I don't like Nasir being on the cast because of the color skin. I can be on the cast because he has a diverse feeling of how it is to live life. Liana will never understand Nasir's way of living life. I think that that's not good for the show when you have people literally burning 15 minutes of tribal. This tribal started at 8:30, and I had to texted Skylander being like, okay, well the game must take 10 minutes, and then there must be a shot in the dark play for like 5 minutes, and then there's like a live tribal for 10 more minutes, and then Deshaun plays his thing, and then we have a vote, because there's no way that this half an hour and that there isn't some crazy all-time tribal, and it all makes sense because Jeff said a great episode, so it's probably just a crazy long great tribal, just like episode 7. And then I realized the reason why it's a half an hour tribal is because 15 minutes of it is spent on this.
Yeah, it was a definite bruh moment, if you will. Like we were kind of texting each other like 15 minutes for this, like
for this.
Really?
I hate when they constantly like they try to say like we're trying to give people a view of people they're not used to seeing. I'm used to seeing these people by now. I'm used to seeing woke like people on shows.
For me, they're like that's the majority now. Like people saying that, oh, we need more representation of people who are from these, like, no, that's all I see on TV now. Like that's all I see.
I don't really see like a freaking like redneck hillbilly
Big Tom
the country. We kind of got that with
Tom
Brad, I guess you could say, but not really. I want to see a big Tom. I want to see a big juicy Tom. Like I don't know, like
what they'll do is they'll bring on like a Donovan type, and then
you'll be like, oh look, he's coming to the light side.
Yeah,
he's coming to the good side. No, I mean that's the thing. Is like it's just like why like can we just like. And I actually can respect Liana for being self-aware as to how much she was going to get roasted by anybody who watched this and had common sense. She was like, I like she straight up said like, I know like a lot of you are going to be like, Liana, you look stupid right now. We're supposed to watch Survivor. What are you doing? She's like, I'm sorry. And she I mean, all like I can respect the fact that she was like, yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but like I want to do this. I'm sorry because like this is stupid. So even she like acknowledges.
I think that was more for saying, I'm sorry that you guys don't want to be educated, and I hate that mindset.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We're children and we need to be educated.
It's
on how
Liana,
to
the person that said reverse racism doesn't exist. Okay, it's like no.
It also felt like Survivor was like, hey, we should probably throw this in at the end.
Just to let me educate.
Just to make like the people who are like, ugh, like they're like, oh, like I know it's okay. Like we just need to do this for the GLAAD award. So we.
That's what it feels like, man.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's like I
had mentioned in my video about Jeff Probst and all that chaotic stuff. I had mentioned that I feel like after Game Changers is really because like the first like documentation of this is really in Worlds Apart, right, where they first try to appease to this Twitter audience, right, with the whole at the reunion. They basically ruined the entire reunion show trying to confront Rodney, Dan, and Will. They got to Dan. They got they got to Dan and Will. They did not get to Rodney because Will's wife started yelling at Nasreen in the middle of the reunion
Will's
show.
wife came in clutch. Rodney's living his best life now. Look at Dan.
Yeah,
you made a good. That was a great point. I didn't think about that when I saw your video. I was like, yes, this is absolutely what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, and that's no way. Hold on, sorry. Pause what I'm saying. What? Voce. Okay, so this, if you're watching on Spotify,
let's go.
Voce, who is out in episode 2, still has the same amount of confessionals as Heather does in episode 11, or by episode 11. Wow. How How is
Because
that
he's Chad
possible?
Voce that should have been here.
I like the-
And she like actually seems like a decent person who's like an actual like fun personality. Like just like I personally think that she's more entertaining than Tiffany if they were to give her the edit. I feel like they just didn't want to give her the edit, and is because she cursed a lot and they just like didn't want to bleep it out, or are there any guesses? Like
maybe
either in
she
the
just
chat
like
or with you
isn't a
guys?
fun person. Like maybe she just
I
isn't
don't
a
know,
good
you know?
character.
Oh, chat. Sidebar. Chat. Put any questions in the chat now, and as we get later in the podcast, I'm going to go back through and answer every single question you guys put here. So
Thanks for
away.
the stats, bro. Much appreciated.
I like the person that said bring back John Rocker.
Oh my god. No, but like to be fair, like he was very
Yeah.
out there. You know,
He was very
diverse,
entertaining,
if you will.
Well, they
You know,
did the
he
same
said
thing
he
with
was-
him, right? They like basically like cursed him out for being homophobic for something he did years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
or instead of trying to like cast these crazy people and then cast crazy people from the other side, why don't we just cast like not people who are super politically diverse? You know what I mean?
Yes,
like
let's cast
yes.
Ben Shapiro for Survivor season 43.
He would
That would be
probably
so
do
bad.
well, actually.
No, I feel like he would go to the end and get like Russell. Like,
No, what do you
one would
mean?
like him
Ben
at the end.
Shapiro's ripped.
You-
He'd win every single challenge. It's
You have to vote for me. It's facts over feelings.
hypothetically
guys.
right. There's nothing entertaining
That's
about
awesome.
Tiffany. You're right.
Yeah.
In fact, I was praying on her downfall the entire season. Should have been the first boo, but you know.
Oh yeah, dude, Brian.
I mean,
Hyde
back
is-
Heidick. Oh my god.
I was
No,
upset he wasn't on Winners at War. Honestly,
It
Yeah.
would have been funny to see him on Winners at War, but I get why. He
No
shot like
way.
a puppy dog with a bone arrow or something.
There's-
I forgive him. I'm sorry.
Out woke,
Dude.
out hate, out trigger. Yes.
Dude,
Are we just gonna dunk
This
on
is-
Survivor this
this
entire
is golden.
time?
This is golden. So, does anybody actually like in the chat? If you genuinely like that 10-minute stretch, give me your argument as to why we're all just
Yeah, we
ignorant
actually
and
like to hear other
stupid.
people's opinions, unlike the
Like
Survivor cast.
we have no fear of rationalizing like why we feel this way, and I'm actually like interested to see if anyone like has a genuinely good argument for like why that was worth the 15 minutes of screen time, and like why that's going to be consistently in the future, because I already know that this is going to become a constant thing. I think with 39, like, and the like with Jamal's little talks at Tribal, which honestly I like Jamal, but like those talks at Tribal, and then obviously 40 was filmed before 39 aired, so they didn't have time to react. But this is the first season being filmed after 39 aired, so I feel like now there's going to be more of these tribal woke talks before doing a blindside, and like that ruins episodes. Like it just does.
Oh
I mean, like that's just how I feel.
Yeah, I mean,
Jeff
There you
said
go.
it early in the season when like that on the boat with the come on in guys thing. He's like, if you guys have anything you guys want to bring up and talk about, let's do that.
Yeah,
I
it's
knew
like,
right
but
then, like, this is
no,
gonna be
it's
like
just
brilliant.
play Survivor.
well, and also like I don't think they actually want to hear everyone's opinions. They just want to hear
That's yeah.
people like, and it's like, bro, like I wish there was like a redneck there to just challenge everything that Leon said. It'd be so funny.
Just
But-
like,
I wish there was, like,
Mike from 42.
One based guy is like actually
Yeah, one
this is
based,
all nonsense.
one
and-
actual woke guy, if you will. You know,
Yeah,
someone who's actually woke.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just like
There was 3
Okay.
minutes of strategy discussed and 25 minutes of tribal.
This is
Yeah.
Jeff's talk show, right? This is what he wants. He's like, let's talk about.
Yeah,
if
let's
you
bring
like Dr.
Jack to
Phil,
the Jeff
man.
Probst show.
It doesn't feel like Survivor.
Sidebar. If Jeff offers you to switch, do you switch or no? Yes or no? Straight up.
I stay with my gut. If you're, I'm.
Oh, yeah.
I'll
just got
say
it.
with my gut as well, because
I-
I would just feel terrible about myself if I switched and then got it
Yeah.
wrong. I feel like I would have more regret and more sleepless nights if I had switched and got it wrong,
Yeah.
than if I just picked wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought that
Mhm.
was a weird question because like, why would you switch? You learn you learn nothing off that first reveal to
Yeah.
get to switch your choice.
And plus, that first reveal is nothing because no matter what, you know, Jeff is gonna show you a skull. Like it really doesn't mean
facts.
that much because no matter what, there's still one more skull left. So it actually, like in reality, doesn't mean too much. But
Yeah.
I was like really thinking Deshaun was gonna get out because I was like, there's only like
I
3
didn't.
minutes left of the episode. It's
I
like,
kind of
I
did
mean,
too. I thought that too.
I
there's
did
only
it
like 3 minutes
because
left of the episode. I was like,
well, one, because I just didn't think Deshaun got a boot episode here. He cries at Tribal. He panders to the jury like seemingly well, sort of like Shan seemed like she feel bad, but then she seemed more responsive and more happy with Liana's comments than his. I don't know. I mean, I think that this was a very similar episode to a Sarah episode in Winners at War. So do we get Deshaun getting booted out at Final Four there in the fireman? I don't know.
honestly, it's
Yeah.
if Ricard gets better at this next episode, it's Deshaun's game to lose. Really, I mean,
Yeah.
he's in a really good. And I was just like, I actually just saw the confessional counts or whatever. No one still has anywhere near the amount of confessionals as Chantel. She has 51. The closest person is Deshaun and Xander with 36. Oh my god.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think
Heather
that's
has
the most
6.
since.
Heather has 6.
I think it's the most since like David from when I was for Gen X or something like that. Or like like David or something.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's right though.
Crazy.
Yeah, Voce had 6 and Heather has 6. So yeah, Brad has
crazy.
more. Brad has more than Heather. JD has more than Heather. Even Jenny has more than Heather. Sydney has more than Heather.
Wow.
Tiffany has more. Only the first 2 boots of the season have less confessionals, and it's close. Sarah has 4, and Heather has 6, and it's not even. Abraham had 2 confessionals, and she like the first 2
Yeah.
boots confessionals combined, which is only 4 and 2, ties Heather's confessionals. My
That's
goodness.
crazy.
She had 0 confessionals this episode, 0 confessionals last episode. I mean, she's wow, this is crazy.
Okay, so can we ask this question? Did we get everyone's like flashback yet or no? So we got so we got Danny's obviously. We've had Deshaun's. We had Liana's. Yeah, no.
Yeah, we had Liana's for sure.
Yeah, when she was with Shan on the.
Yeah, no, we had Chantel's. Then we had Liana's. Chantel had hers on that, but I don't think
we got a little bit of.
did.
I think we got a little bit of Liana.
Did we get a flashback
Tiffany's
for Liana or no?
Here, let me go down let me just go down the list of votes quick. So
go ahead.
Sarah had one, Abraham didn't, Voce didn't, Brad did, JD did, Jenny did, Sydney did not, I don't think. Tiffany did the first episode. Nasir did. I don't think Evie did. I don't remember.
No.
Shan did. Liana didn't. Xander hasn't got one. Ricard, I think he's talked about it, but I don't think we've actually ever gotten like a slideshow of images. So no, Ricard has not gotten one. Heather has not gotten one. Erica got one. Deshaun got one, and Danny. So that
at least 4 people in the game right now who don't have one. So I feel like you really can't judge like winners edit based off that. Honestly,
yeah, it's Heather, Ricard, Xander that are still left in the game.
I mean, Ricard kind of got one with being
he got one, but he didn't get like a slideshow or whatever. Like
I feel like we got something. Yeah, I feel like the main 2 who you got no personal background, like come up story, is really Xander and Heather.
The 2 white people.
Do we?
I wasn't gonna say
So, do we think that this excludes Xander and Heather from a winner or no?
I don't know, because Xander's a Chad. Maybe not as much after this episode, but
I still think Xander can. I think I'm right. Xander has no chance of getting the votes.
Yeah, I don't agree. I think that
after
Xander
all that
does.
Tonight, you think people would vote for Xander?
He needs.
I think that people would vote for Xander. Yeah,
that's what he needs.
Heather, Erica. I think even
Erica
Danny, because I feel like Danny. So I feel like Danny could probably. So obviously, Danny. Let's say hypothetically that Danny gets all 3 Campout votes. I think we could see a tribal where he gets all 3 black votes and then gets nothing else. I think everybody else could vote Xander there. I think if he's with Deshaun, then you're talking about people like Nasir and Evie flipping maybe for Deshaun there. So I don't know.
Nasir. No, so I think Xander has to be in a final 3 that excludes
Ricard and Deshaun.
And Deshaun. And
I think he has a better shot.
If he's in one with Danny, it's still close, which sucks because Xander had a perfect shot to get out Ricard.
I can't tell if Deshaun's chances of winning got worse in this episode or better, because obviously like we see that. So like I don't know, like because I feel like he does like amend things with Shan because Shan feels bad for him now. But like, do you want the jury feeling bad for you? Like, is that really a good thing? Like, I don't know.
You kind of do.
Kind of.
I don't know.
You'd rather them feel bad than hate you.
But then at the same point, it's like
facts.
I don't know. It's something.
I think he stayed about the same. Honestly, if I'm to be honest.
Yeah.
He didn't go up. Yeah.
It's a similar. I feel like like in 40 with Sarah, how like she did a great job pandering, but in the end, the jury really didn't do anything. She didn't change anything. I feel like it's similar.
With just jury though, it's very different. I feel like.
Yeah, well, it's different in both ways, because I think with the Winners at War, the topic that Sarah was bringing up, this specific jury really didn't give a shit. Whereas in the topic that's being brought up this time is one, a different topic, and 2, a different response from the jury. I think Winners at War, the jury was pretty base. Like they were like, nah, like Tony's straight up better than you, like straight up.
Yeah, I mean,
but
very
yeah.
obvious.
The way Survivor's casting now, like those people on Winners at War weren't casted to be like
Yeah.
socially conscious.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I feel like with these casts that are made like this, it's probably gonna lean in more to this, especially.
Imagine you have Ben. What is it? What? Huh? What? Browning?
Yeah,
Browning.
Ben from Browning from Samoa. is
Samoa on
returning
this cast, bro.
to speak
Cancellation.
facts. To speak
Cancellation.
facts.
Cancellation immediately.
No, Ben Browning's actually woke. Hear me out, guys.
We really do need a
Imagine.
woke versus based season of Survivor.
Yeah, woke versus based. Survivor woke versus
You can
based.
have Dan Foley on the base tribe,
He's so based. You mean
trashing all the
Yeah.
women. It'd be funny.
Yeah, it'd be terrible. But
No,
awesome at the
no,
same time.
we need like a big Tom on the based tribe. Be awesome.
I'm just so confused, like why they had to waste 10 minutes on this. Like it's a full 10 to 15-minute segment on it, and I feel like
Spencer,
we're
you
being
know why they're doing this.
I know.
It's
we
just like
don't agree
I
with it.
just had more faith in Jeff, especially after he
Oh, no.
hyped up the episode so much. He had said it's gonna be the best episode ever. I would at least expect like maybe like an episode where it's like a strategical twist that's like advantage getting. I would take advantage getting over this. I like genuinely. I would take. Not like Suri getting advantage getting, but if this was like
Ricard getting
anyone but like I feel like anyone but Ricard, Xander, or Deshaun getting advantage getting here, like maybe Erica gets advantage getting here. I'll take it. And I know that you're gonna talk about Ricard going home. So
Ricard going home would have been perfect for advantage getting. Would have been great.
I really like Ricard. If he
I do.
aside for that
You
first
like
episode,
Ricard? I'm very
I think
surprised.
Ricard's a really good player, an entertaining.
I think he's a good player.
I agree.
I agree. I don't like him as a person.
And I think that out of all the woke people in the season, he seems to be the most tame.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Yeah,
I
outside of
still
that
don't
first
like him,
episode.
I still don't like him though.
Yeah.
Still praying on his downfall. No one can change my mind. Like what's his
I'm not
name?
gonna
Change
try
my
it
mind
out.
sign. Change my mind sign. You know.
Steven
his name?
Crowder.
Yeah, I'm the Steven Crowder of Survivor. Change my mind. Ricard sucks.
Change my mind.
So
do
you see,
we think
Ricard's
that
actually
like?
very valuable. No,
Wait,
sorry.
was Rob's collapse and Here's Where Films staged? Is that confirmed or?
I don't never heard of the Rob thing being staged.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard about it. I just don't know though.
Yeah, there's really no evidence to point to it.
I mean,
questions.
I definitely
Someone
think
would have said something by now at this point.
there's definitely been stage stuff, and I'm not naive enough to think there's never been stage stuff in Survivor.
Mhm.
I think there's been like production influence. I don't think production's ever
I
said
don't think
you
there's
have
ever
to
been
go
like
here.
straight up
Yeah,
stage
I
things, but
agree.
There's definitely been production, especially like probably the earlier seasons, like with,
Yeah.
Rudy,
Stacey and stuff.
yeah. I think there's production influence, but I don't know if it's like straight up staged.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, I'm
so-
more like subtle pushing towards something
Yeah.
they want.
Like
Yeah,
Jervis
exactly.
actually gave a really good interview on the whole Stacey thing, where like they didn't tell them to do anything. It was the way that they asked questions in confessional.
Exactly.
So Jervis had said in this interview, which it came out like a lot, it was kind of an interview that came out very quietly. Like I didn't see like a lot of people talking about it, but I kind of did some digging and I found it. And it's basically Ricard talking about it. He was like, so like for an example, right? At the like at Final 7, after we it was like just too late, like for or it was like our last shot to flip, right? To on this Tagi 4, and
Yeah.
I was telling the producer in confessional that I think that alliances are immoral, and then the producer was like, why? And he's like, well, blah blah blah, and they're like, but is that idea working out for you? He's like, no, I guess it isn't. And so then that like changed his mind. Like, so that's like production.
No, that's just being
saying,
based.
that's production saying like is saying something that's changing your mind, but
Yeah.
like that's not breaking the rules. By
Yeah,
production.
I'm okay
Yeah.
with that. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
little like planting seeds in people's heads, which
exactly.
which makes me understand why like Danny in Guatemala didn't tell the producers anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because like
Danny's based. Yeah,
they can be like, why aren't you not worried about like Danny?
exactly.
And it's like,
Yep.
screw you guys.
yeah, exactly. And but I don't think. I mean, it was 41 seasons now. Someone would have said something by now if it really was staged. So it's just
Yeah. I don't think it's full. I don't mean full on
Yeah.
stage.
Great
Yeah.
job by Xander. I think one, he doesn't go overboard where it seems like he's trying too hard, but he makes a statement that applies to the jury that makes him fit into this ally role that they seem to love, and it keeps him like because obviously if he even slightly like scoffs or like rolls his eyes here, like that's an automatic loss. Like
I kind
like
of
you're done.
he's already done. See, this is my same like
I just
philosophy with being
disagree.
on YouTube. You don't apologize because you're not gonna get their respect no matter what.
Yeah, you can't. But well,
I agree.
to be honest,
I
though,
just
like
don't
I
think
don't
it's-
even think that Xander did it for the woke points or whatever for the jury pandering. I think he genuinely meant what he said.
You think they're gonna
Yeah,
vote for? Oh,
I
Xander said he
agree.
has white privilege. Let me vote for him. They're not gonna do that.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like, bro.
I know,
We're
but
like, we agree. You're not getting our vote. Then that's what they're gonna
Yeah,
do.
Lobos.
I think that just keeps him in the running. I'm saying it's not that he made some great move there or that like made so now he's like, you know, all of a sudden he has the same shot as Deshaun. It's just that he didn't ruin his game there. He
didn't do the
like,
worst thing
hurt
ever.
his chances
agreed.
because he
Yeah.
could have really bombed his game there if he's like, this is just stupid. Like
This is stupid, guys.
even though it might like be somewhat true, that's like
No,
the
it isn't so much
worst
true.
thing
It
in
is
that
true,
spot.
but you know.
It's
But
the
like
kind of
that.
stuff I hate. Like Jeff, what does Jeff expect people to say? Like he's gonna go to Xander, like, oh Xander, what are your thoughts? Oh,
Like,
I
and
disagree.
Jeff will
He's not
probably
gonna
like
say that.
trash on him if he doesn't.
Yeah,
I just want
Yeah.
someone who doesn't care and just is based, you know. And
it's
just,
like
you know.
you need like a Philip Shepard, but who's like more based, who wouldn't
Yeah,
care.
yeah, they'd be like, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
screw. Like, I'd be like, I mean, I don't know if I would do it because I'm still trying to win $1 million, but I'd love it if someone
Yeah,
else
yeah.
would just be like, you know,
I would
you know,
do it
screw this.
maybe.
I don't want to,
I
you know.
I would think that I would do it in confessional, but I also like want to have good relationships for a returning season, and I don't want to like.
And that's the thing
like,
that sucks about it.
you're like
It's like
Wendell,
production will not
yeah.
bring you back if you do, which is like totally messed
No.
up.
I'm talking about like if that too, but then also if like you come back on like a season with Bryce and Wendell on your tribe, and you're talking about how you like.
Yeah, but you're
and,
not going
like,
to come
how,
back in
you
the
know,
first place if you say that.
I guess
stuff.
so. Yeah. So
I mean,
guess
Russell
as
is never
soon
coming
as you
back
say
from the
that,
season, which is like so messed
Yeah.
up, honestly, for people
It
speaking
sucks,
their
yeah.
own opinions.
Well, unless the stuff
Well,
backfires on them.
I don't think Russell's blacklisted. Honestly, I don't.
I don't think
that-
so either.
He's not
I don't think that
blacklisted,
Probes I just think that Probes level of like YouTube Survivor content is RHAP. I do not think that Probes sees anything under that. I genuinely think that if you said the name Peridium to Probes, he'd be like, who?
Yeah, exactly.
Like
I do not think he
like as big as Peridium is, bigger than RHAP. I think besides RHAP, I think Jeff is completely clueless that there's even like an online community for Survivor other than Twitter and all their crazy people.
Yeah, but like, do you really think they bring back Russell Hance? Though I mean,
Yeah,
like,
they could.
I do.
If they want to make him like a villain,
Yeah,
I know, but like,
they need
I
someone
just
for
feel
you to
like,
hate.
I mean, the production just probably like.
I actually
like,
don't think
dislikes
that they're
him.
going to bring him back to make him like the bad, conservative.
I mean, I would love to
Like,
see
you
him
sure?
Like, dude, like I genuinely think that production has no idea that like Russell even has a YouTube channel. Like they are so
They probably know he has Twitter.
No, but they know who Russell
They are-
is.
Yeah. They are so head in the clouds though that I doubt that they're watching a YouTube video that has like 1,000 views. Like I don't know.
They're probably looking at
I think that
Twitter,
if
so.
I think that if they bring him back, it's just to have Russell Hance back. It's literally Russell Hance. Like, come on, like it's Russell Hance.
Yeah,
I do
can
not
agree
think
with
that
that.
if
Yeah, I can agree. With
I
that.
just think once he's on the show, then they start editing him. They'll be
And
like,
to be
"Oh,
fair, like Russell Hance was probably going to say some whack stuff if he's on the cat. I mean,
he's not
that's
going to be
just Russell
afraid to
Hance.
say what he wants to say." So
Yeah,
it's good
and
they
that's what I
edit
love
him
about
that way.
Russell. That's what I love
Yeah.
about Russell.
He
He's
is- yeah,
based,
he-
if
he
you
is-
will. Put
he's
him on
based.
Survivor, woke versus based. You know.
A lot of the best
Questions?
characters are characters who aren't afraid of saying their inner thoughts.
Yeah, based.
Spencer,
Based, if you
Spencer's
will.
a great example. I mean, he straight just told Cass you have 0% chance of winning. Whether that made any sense or not, it did. Well, I mean, it was true, but it was like
It was true.
People who say things just like boom, like whether it makes you look good, whether it's the good thing to say or the woke thing to say. I think people who just speak your mind there and end up being more fun and relatable characters because we don't go through our daily life, at least hopefully not, just censoring ourselves and looking perfect all day. So when you see like this JT figure, you don't see many people saying like I want to play just like JT because no one thinks that they can play like JT because no one's like JT. No one's perfect.
I'm pretty close, but
oh, of course, yes.
No.
I mean,
Put Bridger on Survivor. He'd be based. For
no,
all of
I
us.
would get so. I would go on just to like it would help my YouTube, obviously, but like
Facts,
they would roast me so bad.
I know,
feel
right?
like they-
That's the
Yeah,
bad thing
yeah.
about it.
And I wouldn't.
I
watch
would go
any
on
Modern
to win.
Survivor.
Bro, we haven't even talked about
I
this
would go
episode
on
yet,
and like 100% play woke. Like I do not care about my personal feelings. I am going on there to win at
I
all
can't do
costs.
that.
I will be the most hated person. It really doesn't matter to me. I'll be the most like hated person in America.
Hey, you
It
got to
really
do what
doesn't
you
matter.
got to do to get
Unless-
that cash. You know what I'm saying?
If you
To get
go
the bag.
based after you win, like during like the finale, like get together.
Oh no!
It's like if we
If I can somehow get through the season without without having to do politics, I won't, because then I can save myself for a return.
Mhm.
I'm like I wouldn't win and then ruin it. Like if I have to ruin it during the game, I will. But if I could get through the game without ruining it, then I'll keep it so that people like Bryce and Wendell don't despise my guts, and I can actually have some friends from the Survivor community. Which is kind of sad that you have to keep your pins a secret, or else
It's the
you're gonna
woke
get
mob,
like
you know what I'm saying?
See, but like
or else
I think
you're-
you'd get way more fans if you were just like complete, like not obviously you don't want to like
ask
say-
Russell.
No, so like actually, like
Exactly.
I do feel like this like woke whatever is a minority. Actually, it's just a vocal majority. I feel like the casual,
Yeah.
the
Casuals
casual,
love people like Russell.
yeah, the
Yeah, they
casual
do.
person that watches Survivor doesn't probably want to see politics on the screen. They're probably like, no matter what side they're on, they're probably scoffing when they see
Yeah.
like this stuff, and it's like, can we just
Guarantee
watch
you.
Survivor? It's
Yeah.
so you probably loved by the casual, just the the hardcore people that are on Twitter every second of their life retweeting stuff.
Which do control like a lot of the show, because Survivor
Which
wants to
shouldn't.
appease to these people,
Yeah.
because Survivor incorrectly assumes that people our age are all thinking like these blue-haired girls do. It's like it's just not like we're not all heavy. Like
No. So,
Gen
yeah.
Zers are not all.
Put us
heavy,
to
I
a higher
promise you.
standard. I know, like I know it's
Yeah.
bad, but like hold us to a
Like
higher
Jesus
standard.
Christ, like we're not heavy. I promise. Like we're not all like Chantel.
There's a
I
lot of
promise.
Evies, but we're not all bad.
we're it's not all of
Promise.
us.
And I feel like the casual Survivor fan is probably older than like
Yeah.
like they're
Definitely.
not like, I don't think they're like 50.
Yep.
They're probably like in their 20s to late 20s, early 30s or something like that.
I think Survivor really is like a generation kind of thing. Like your parents watched
Yeah.
it, and then you watched it with your parents, and then
Mhm.
you're
And I
gonna
think
watch it with
that
your
right
kids.
now they're like, especially with like, oh my god, when like Jeff says the word "the culture," it makes me cringe
I
every
know.
single time he
That
says.
culture, like bro,
He's
who says
saying
the
culture.
culture? Bro?
Everyone's saying they did it on Big Brother too. It's like the culture.
This isn't Big Brother though. This is Survivor. We hold ourselves to a higher standard here, you know, than
Mhm.
freaking Big Brother. My God,
Yeah.
Big Brother's even worse than
Survivor's
Survivor.
turning into Big Brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know that's what's scary because I hate Big
All
Brother.
twists and like, all the social
I know,
politics.
and it's like Big Brother sucks. By the way, guys, sorry, Ethan. Just I don't like Big Brother.
Get your last questions in the chat if you haven't already. We're gonna go back and answer every single question.
Yeah,
in the chat,
I mean, we haven't really talked about this episode, but there's not that much to talk about really. Besides,
mhm.
It was, yeah.
it's like
I just don't like that. Like Survivor came deal or no deal for a little bit. Okay, you picked
Mhm.
your box. Do you think this box has more money, or
yeah, it's like
what
why
the
are we
heck
letting
we watching?
people like why is this happening? It's like this is not Survivor. You know, this
It
isn't
did
us,
feel like
guys.
the Price is Right episode, like in that's my AirPods. It did feel like the Price is Right episode where it's door 1, door 3, door 2. Like
It's like
I don't know.
This is
like,
not Survivor
guys,
at all.
this isn't us.
Yeah.
Okay, we're better than this, guys.
It's not good TV either.
It's not good TV. If no one
It
wants
really
to like,
isn't. It really isn't.
and it's like you don't have to be like left leaning to not to
Yeah,
agree with
I
it.
feel like
It's like both
this
sides.
is like, do you want a fun viewing experience, or do you not want a fun viewing experience? Keep talking.
Exactly.
While I found my AirPods that just fell on the ground.
Yeah,
like,
no, I agree.
I would feel the same way if it was like a bunch of right-leaning people like all like patting themselves on the back about how great they are and their politics. I just don't like being preached to.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, why are you doing this on Survivor? It's like just we all know you're doing it for the social media points, probably, but yeah.
It's exactly and Jeff doesn't want to get canceled.
Yeah, as well. So like, and the worst thing is like they don't want to get canceled, so they're definitely gonna like lean on it and get every ounce they can out of it once it does come up.
Yeah.
So, because Jeff's
I'm
like
back.
culture,
Okay.
guys. It's about the culture. You know, it's about drive. It's
Yeah.
about power. Like, no, it's about drive. It's about power. It's not about culture.
It's always
okay?
got right.
And
Well,
it really
we have
sucks.
40.
Oh, go ahead.
No good.
Okay. I was gonna say it really sucks because I think the little bit of stuff we did get with strategy and the personal dynamics this episode, I was really enjoying.
Mhm.
And then it was
Mhm.
surrounded by garbage with the twist and the over the
Garbage.
top pandering to the audience.
Mhm.
It ruined the whole thing for me.
Yeah,
Terrible.
Not a good episode. Not a good episode.
Well, I gotta say, this is the most viewers that we have on that we ever had live concurrently on any
much we got?
live stream. So keep it up. We got 42 right now. So
Hey,
we're,
there you go.
We're doing
Nice
good. We're
number.
gonna get. So okay, I'm just gonna go back and ask and go back and answer some of these questions. I'm not gonna scroll back too far. So I don't remember seeing a ton of questions, but I'll just go back until I
We
see
got questions.
exclamation
We got the
points.
answers, or maybe we don't.
Yeah.
Who
So
knows?
okay, here's the first one. Do you think Liana had a play to save herself, or was a shot in the dark her only option?
I think there's definitely a play if she can convince him to get rid of her card.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they just went right into that vote, you know.
Well,
But
because she already had Deshaun and Danny on her side there. It was
She could have
just
got Erica to agree with her. Well, I
Yeah.
don't know. What was because Xander used his extra
because
vote.
Xander used
Xander
his extra
yeah,
vote, it
used
would have been a
extra vote.
tie.
Yeah,
Would have been a
it's
tie no
tough.
matter what. Yeah, Xander kind of sold there. So I guess Liana doesn't really have.
There's always something
yeah.
she could have done.
Yeah, but like with the
Of
like
course.
maybe if there was like they let them do a live tribal council, but like they just went straight into the vote
Facts.
after that.
Yeah.
That is true.
Like if I was Liana, I would have tried to start something before the vote happened, but you know.
I guess she was relying on hopefully Deshaun just going out.
Okay. Next question. What's Erica's path to win? Is it a higher or lower after today? Her chances to win.
I think it's super high.
I think it's actually a bit higher because I mean, let's see, she's actually like starting to make moves. While I don't agree with the move to keep her card, I mean, she is right in the fact that it does keep a big target around. It's just this might have been your only chance to get her out. So like she did make a move. I just don't agree with it. But I mean, if she gets in with like maybe like a Heather and a Danny, I could actually see her winning that. But
she might have moved up to my number one winner.
I don't know about number
Jesus
one, but
Christ.
Based on what happened tonight, I just think
those
she.
ratings up.
I just
well, look, she's not in like
Get 'em
a
outta
big
here.
position to getting voted out. I don't think anyone's gonna be like, let's get rid of
But
Erica.
she's not in a really good position to win the game. 'cause
I
she's
know,
not
but like she
yeah.
only like really like if you think about it, there's not been a lot of people that made like such a front like runner. Like I know like obviously Ricard is, but like if you look at his moves, he hasn't really made that many. Like there's always like if she can play this final seven like really good, she has a shot to win. I don't think
don't
she
see
will.
her, like one. I just don't. I don't see the jury respecting her. Like I just don't see Shan and Liana respecting her. And for her to get those votes, she needs to take the Campout Alliance vote away from somebody. So meaning she would have to go to the end with her, Heather, and somebody else, probably like a Xander or Ricard. Because if she goes with Deshaun, obviously
what's the alliance that Deshaun said in the previews?
It was like
for next episode.
Yeah. He said
he had
something
said,
him and Erica and someone else.
Yeah, no, I think it was Erica,
him, Xander, and Erica.
Yeah, I think Erica can win that.
Deshaun against Deshaun. I don't know about
it
that.
Depends if it depends. It's still the same theory that if he doesn't, if he loses it and like he keeps playing bad, I think he could lose to Erica. Yeah.
All right,
but there's Xander there, and it's like
next question. We got Danny winner edit coming out? Question mark?
No. I think I actually like had kind of like for a second I was like, is he gonna get voted out? He's getting a lot of personal content, but once he won that immunity challenge, obviously, I mean, I just don't see him winning at this point. He wins against Heather, but it's not a final 2; it's a final 3. So I just he hasn't played really a game at all. He's just been a coattail rider of Deshaun, and if Danny's there and Deshaun's in the jury, I think he could get Deshaun's vote, but that's about it, really.
I think this is also kind of a Danny completing what he set out to do on the game. Like he got his arc. Now I'm better with what happened to my father.
Yeah, I think this
could be like a third.
Yeah, this could be like
placer. Better.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this could have just been his arc over the season, and it finally just ended. So
we're fourth place.
Yeah, I mean, I could honestly. I don't think he'll go home next episode. He'll probably be in the finale.
At 5, honestly.
But
I think I think Danny's spot to go is either at 6, 5, or be like our third placer. Although I do feel like our third placer is reserved for a Heather or an Erica. But I think that we could also get Danny and that third place spot. I feel like those 3 have to be the person who is in third place. I cannot see Deshaun getting third place, Xander getting third place, Ricard getting third place, or I mean, like, do you guys see that happening?
I can see Xander getting third. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of Ricard,
I can't.
Xander, or Deshaun's gonna go out at 4th or like 5th.
Yeah, agreed.
One of them.
I actually think that it's
Go ahead.
I don't think that Xander is. I think it's almost guaranteed that Xander's going to go to the end here, especially with Final 4 fire making and a Final 3 plus his idol, which he's going to play next time, and which leaves him with only 1 vote to get through at the 5, which he can win in a immunity challenge for. He is 1 immunity away, or just 1 like round where he gets through. Like, I don't know, man. Like, that seems like almost guaranteed to me. So if that's the case, Xander's guaranteed at this point almost. And so if that's the case, we're looking at probably a Danny or a Ricard fire challenge loss, and the winner goes up against Xander and probably beats Xander, or Xander can beat them. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
I could definitely see a Deshaun Danny fire making.
And then the winner wins the game. Yeah.
What if
Yep.
Deshaun lost to fire making? He said like
Oh.
what like watch it like it's gonna be major foreshadowing. Watch it. He said like one time this season that he's not good at making fire. No one else has
Oh,
said
he did.
that.
He did. He said
He
that.
did say that?
You're right.
He
Yeah,
said
he
it
is,
like
he
in one of
is.
the first episodes. Like I suck at fire. This sucks. That's what I call
Yeah.
Yeah, but
foreshadowing.
then it can be like, oh, but he ended up winning.
True.
Could go either way.
True.
But
All right.
maybe he set up to be in that Final Four fire making challenge. You know?
Yeah, I think that actually makes it seem more likely he's going to be in the fire making challenge.
Not a question, but a comparison between Survivor 41 and South Pacific. I'm guessing it's because South Pacific is very like, I guess you could say like a conservative season. I guess because it's very religious.
Very religious.
And then 41's the opposite, where it's not.
I mean,
very
like
conservative.
it was
remember-
pretty bad, the religion, but like
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it
I
was.
remember
was.
back
you know.
when that show. I don't know if you guys watched the show when it was airing, but when
I did not.
I remember people did not like the religious aspect.
They didn't. Yeah.
So I don't think there'd be a good
We don't
argument
want
of people saying
Either
like
side.
no one cared about it back then because they did. People thought it was terrible how much preaching the religious stuff we got.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. All right. Next thing I have here is also not a question, but also a comment. Erica's game reminds me of Natalie's from San Juan del Sur. Okay.
I think Natalie was way more openly aggressive than Erica. But
Yeah, I like Erica more.
yeah, what?
Yeah, sorry. Natalie, I think she played a pretty like lame game, and that cast was just really bad.
I think that cast had a few really, really good players. I think John
Who?
was a
Like
really, really
Drew
good player.
Christie.
I think
my
that-
God.
Like, so listen,
Jeremy, and that's it.
So I think that, like, for example, who was the merge dude again? Who was like getting great edit?
It was
John,
Jeremy, wasn't?
No, it was
I
John.
think it was Josh.
Josh. Oh,
Oh,
Josh.
yeah,
Sorry,
Josh.
I like
Josh.
Josh.
Reed.
Hey, guy.
Yeah, no, Josh.
So Josh
should have
hold
came
on,
back.
Listen. Josh, Jeremy, Natalie, and John. Everybody else in that cast sucked.
No,
They-
bro,
they-
Drew
they were
Christie.
terrible
What are you
players.
talking about? Oh my God, Dale's an underrated player. I've said it once. I'll say it again. Dale's an underrated player. Got swap screwed.
I just think
Okay.
if there was any more like savvy players, like Natalie's game would be so obvious to them.
I mean, you
I
can
just
say that
think
about
that's
almost any
because,
winner.
like-
Honestly, though, it's very
No,
arbitrary.
some seasons have a lot of competitiveness to it.
I know,
Plus,
but
the
I
issue is,
mean,
like-
she did make good moves. It doesn't like.
No, yeah, I'm not saying
detract
it's
from that.
awful. I just don't think it's that great.
Well, okay, that's the issue though. It's like I watched Nicaragua, Redemption Island, South Pacific, when those first Gen X, Game Changers, and then 39 and on without being spoiled on the winner. Every other season, I knew who was going to win the game going in. So it's like it's kind of hard. Like,
Yeah, it does.
like for me, I feel like San Juan del Sur. I was like, "Where's Natalie?" Like, I heard she goes on this big run after Jeremy gets voted out. Like, I basically knew the whole season before it started. So I just have a different viewing experience than a lot of people do. But yeah, I mean, okay.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I didn't know that Natalie was gonna win. I watched it, not knowing that. I mean, like, but like, you got to give it to her. Like, her final 5 run was like really good. I mean,
It was
you know,
great.
it
Yeah,
really
she
shows
has
that
the-
like you like it. I mean, I think Chris Underwood kind of nailed it in the coffin, but I think Natalie kind of showed that you can, if you make a good run at the
Foreshadowing.
end, it can really, you know,
She almost did it again. Too.
ruin
Yeah,
the
she-
game.
yeah, and I mean, and then Chris just Underwood kind of nailed that in the coffin. Did
Yep.
all you need is a good final 6, final 5 run, and you got in the bag. To be fair, though,
You got it.
both times they're against pretty bad. I think
Terrible
Jacqueline was
competition.
all right, but no, not really. She wasn't. But
No.
Misty was like,
And then what's the
Gavin.
second place Gavin made a stupid mistake by saying at tribal, like basically just demeaning the people from the edge, saying
yeah,
like,
like it's like the edge
like,
sucks,
which-
guys.
He's
Hold on,
right
listen.
about.
yeah, which one he's right about, and 2, it's good if your jury isn't also people on the edge
Yeah.
who just went through the exact
The
same thing as
hardship,
Chris.
if you will.
What you need to be doing is saying, okay, well, Chris didn't do X in the game. Chris didn't do Y in the game. Not
Yeah.
Chris went on the edge, and so therefore his game is inferior. Even though it's true, it's not the move.
Yeah, I
there.
agree.
Yeah,
All
when
right.
you're on the jury, of
That's
like, what,
something you say
11
after the
people?
show compared to what
Yeah.
you say to the jury.
Yeah, no, he could have
Okay.
actually dished him out if Gavin won. It would have looked like a Chad if he did that, but
Okay, hold on, pause. Pengu, you're always you're the first one to comment on every single video, and you
okay,
always
wait,
say
no,
Ricard is hot.
Well, it might be because the temperature is actually rising on the show.
Yes. That's true.
But I don't know about like it's like it's
Global
not
warming.
true.
I do
Let's.
like his style. I think he's got like a cool like kind of like
I think he has a cool like bracelets and stuff.
I just don't like
Yeah.
really anything about Ricard, honestly. Just yeah.
Okay.
I
All right,
think
guys.
Pengood probably doesn't like me.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen. I don't know. Okay. What's
Wait,
going on over there?
hey, wait. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? It was like, hey,
I'm
listen.
not listening. You said it, not me. Okay, what's going on over there? And let's say this. Well, what's going on over there in the Skylander universe? What's going on over there in this little universe? What are the new video series
I just
going
got
on
like
over
I got a box of Sconders. I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna
there?
upload that video and unboxing. Another video coming up on Sunday of the LeBron. Well, I got like some weird like LeBron storyline going on. LeBron James storyline. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
is weird.
you better
It's
hope he
very
doesn't
weird.
kick you out of a game.
I know,
Yep.
right?
So
And
go look up. God.
and I also will probably have an episode up on Survivant about this episode. So
Yes,
you know.
sir. Well, wait. Okay. Go subscribe to Skylander Gamer TV. Is that it?
Yeah.
Go subscribe. Look it up. It should come up first. Also, go subscribe to The Bitter Juror. He makes great content. I'm really excited because you have so much material from this episode to use.
It's almost
Hopefully-
too much. It's overwhelming.
Yeah. It's almost like 2 videos worth, like a part 1, a part 2 question mark, and not clickbait. What do you think for that video? I'm curious. What's going on in the bitter universe?
Well, I want to say something first. I know like you've been getting this a little bit in your comments, and I definitely get it. Like being clickbait. Clickbait is when you don't talk about what you mention in the title.
Correct.
So it's not clickbait, but
Correct.
right.
I should just want to touch on that. Like, I 100% agree. Being clickbait is saying something in the title, saying like addressing blank blank blank, and then not addressing blank blank blank. Right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Making a catchy title that has like capital letters in it and has keywords that human brains will click to. That's just being a smart.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just being smart about your YouTube channel. So I just want to address that for like the 2 people who think that out of the thousands of people who support me on my videos. Go ahead. What's going on over there in the bitter universe?
Well, I'm gonna be watching this episode a couple of times, and then I'm gonna get to work.
Get to
Yeah,
work.
that's
I
why
got
there's
so
no
much. I
power.
wanted to talk about so much too. I had so much stuff from last week with like, I listened to Jamal's Rahap podcast, which
Oh.
I know
was a lot of
Jamal's
problems.
very
Yuck.
And I listened to Taryn and Lita's podcast, which was
How was
super
that?
cringe.
Who else?
Yeah.
Who's that?
That's
Taryn's a
yucky.
Big Brother cover, but he covers Survivor now.
Oh
too.
yeah, no. Taryn is he's chill. It's like or at
He's
least
chill, but he brings on such idiots.
yeah, his guests are crazy.
Like huge
guests are, like,
flaming
worse than the
Isn't
Rock
Jamal
guy.
also like very
Oh yeah.
what's the word? I don't know what the word is, but
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm talking about, right?
He's
SJW.
well, he's woke,
He's very
woke as
woke,
I'm
but
like-
he's better. He's better at kind of hiding it.
articulating.
But
Yeah.
like if you really listen, like you can poke so many holes in his logic.
He like he's one of those people who like everyone's like, oh my god, he's so like articulate, but like he's really just using like the same talking points as everybody else does on Twitter. It's just like
Yeah.
he makes it sound better because he's more
Exactly.
educated. All right. So on my channel, I'm thinking that we're gonna do. I already had this plan, but now that Liana has really given me even more content on this, I had already had planned a Liana is a baby video. It's gonna be that's the video. And now that this episode is aired, I literally yeah. I feel like now we have enough content about that to do a Liana video, so we're gonna do that. But tomorrow's video should just be a straight up summary on, or just like recap of the episode. So we'll just go through the whole thing. So stay on the lookout tomorrow, probably around 5 for the video, if not around 8 or 9. None of this happens without you guys. So that you guys are just weird guys talking into weird microphones. Speaking of microphones, I should be getting a new mic for Christmas. So expect better mic quality around
Christmas is a new
January.
mic, yeah.
So let's go. There we go. It's all W's, and that's how I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace. Thank you so much for the continued support. 1.4K. We're so close to 5. So subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Peace.